Alright, and we're live. Hello everyone to the MechWarrior Online League Network cast of the Clan Kodiak versus QQ Rage Quit match for RHoD Week 2.
User joined your channel.
Uh-oh. We have a user joining channel.
This is gonna go well.
I have a feeling it will. But yeah, surprise appearance by Homeless Bill joining me tonight.
Hey everybody.
Yeah. So we're gonna start going over these, and I'm gonna keep contact with a QQ member, Drunk Canuck, so we can make sure we launch into the match in time, and yeah, we'll be able to go over the drop decks. So first off, we got Viridian Bog. That's the drop number 1. It's 2-3-2-1. Is that two assaults, 3 heavies?
I had the same question last week. Probably should have read up, but
we'll find out in
match.
match.
Here, so we'll find out.
So okay, we'll find that out soon, and
I'm gonna hope it's a light drop.
Alright, so everything looks good. Twitch looks good. Overlay looks good. Everything's working 100%. Alright, so Clan Kodiak comes in from last MRBC season. I think they were like Division D, but they finished 2nd or 3rd maybe. So they've got comp experience. They played against the Smoke Jays, who I think pulled out a RHoD. And basically, QQ comes in with quite a bit of comp experience, playing against, I think, the top-tier teams a lot more. So I think that the difference they're going to see between like the top-tier teams they've been playing and Clan Kodiak tonight might be something they can take advantage of. I think it'll be a pretty decent matchup if Clan Kodiak brings their A game.
Absolutely. I haven't watched a lot of CK matches, but I've definitely heard a lot of good things. Seems like they're an up-and-coming team. Obviously, Carp has been the foundation of QQ's competitive team, and he's really driven them for, years now, this whole time. So as much as the players have rotated, that backbone's still there, and he's got a lot more experience drop commanding now. I think that'll help him.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm trying to read up on the so we got Clan Kodiak's roster here with Han Solo, H Bizzle. I think they've been playing together for quite a while. I'm not sure who drop commands exactly. I think it might be Han Solo. I know Ado. I saw him playing earlier today. I'm not sure who else they got in there. Hello everyone.
You guys got the stream up?
Yes,
We
stream
do.
is up here, people. I'm gonna move you out. I'm sorry.
User was moved out of your channel.
Get the fuck out.
Yeah, we gotta handle this on just isolated channel. I tried to make the join power like 99. I don't know how he got in here.
It took a lot of skill.
Okay, so it looks like CK is just joining the lobby now. Both teams are in lobby at the moment. Right when they do drop in match, I'm going to get the word. I'm going to switch the overlay so you have full screen for the match. I'm going to be using the spectator tool, and I'll try and get some first-person view action in there. I know I got to keep it on the first person at the end of the game so you can all see the match score. I think Homeless Bill at the moment is trying to figure out a multi-Twitch thing we got going here.
I've actually got the link. I will be providing the overhead cam for anybody that wants to watch that second camera. I just put the multi-Twitch link in chat. I will continue to do that before every match, so...
Alright, so I think while they're in lobby now, we'll go over the possible drop little things really quick. So I'm looking at Viridian Bog on map tactic. I think QQ
Everyone's
is...
favorite.
Yeah. I think QQ's got Team 1. I'm going to double check one second. Which side is Team 1? Is it the red or the blue? I think it's the blue?
Yeah, I really wish I knew some of these things.
Team 1 is red, and Team 2 is blue. So that being said, I think what we can expect out of both of these teams is I don't think that Theta cap, because Theta is the only point for the RHoD rules you can cap on Conquest. This is such a small map, and it's so hectic. I don't think it's worth capturing Theta, because you get put down in the bog, that like lower watery area. It allows the rest of the team to pretty much sneak up on your side and shoot down on you. That's kind of what EMP did with SJR in our recent match. It's also hard to get back up. Your team has to choke point going up, certain sets of steps or stuff like that, so you kind of want to try and avoid that generally. But I think we're going to see both of these teams either take the hill and try and trade, or go more towards the C3 area, towards Gamma. I think Theta's should be a lost cause, but who knows, maybe one of them will go for it.
I don't know. I'm honestly kind of suspecting there's going to be a fight around Theta. I mean, you definitely don't want to be down there. I guess you can sort of trade, but you're definitely right. The getting out of there is the hard part. Even if you trade well while you're down there, it's really hard to chase anybody away or just not get killed going back up. So, I don't know. Maybe we'll see some trading D4, D5, or maybe they will take the hill. What came of the accidentally running through points thing? Because as much as I could see them taking hill, I'd also expect them not to want to be anywhere near those 2 points if it's going to be contested.
Near the
Epsilon and Gamma, because like if...
Oh yeah, you don't want to be running through there.
How did the rule resolution go on that? What happens?
I think the RHoD rule resolution went as far as I remember. Once a team caps a point, they forfeit the ability to win on caps entirely. They have to destroy the entire enemy team before the timer runs out. And I just did get confirmation that it's lights, mediums, heavies, assaults for that drop deck, so that would be 2 lights, 3 heavies, 2 lights, 3 mediums, 2 heavies, 1 assault. That's what that looks like for Viridian Bog.
Well then, since it's a light deck, I could see somebody trying to swoop in really early and at least get a hold on Theta before most of their guys just get on Overwatch. I don't know, that'll be interesting to see if there's a light fight there.
Yeah, that D4 C4 hill seems to be a really hot spot on the map. I think whoever... Oh, it looks like they're connecting right now. I'm going to switch over. Hold
on. Right.
All right. We are in match on the beautiful Viridian Bog. And it looks like we got a Hellbringer, Direwolf, Hellbringer, Stormcrow from QQ on one side, Stormcrow, Stormcrows, Firestarter. So yeah, pretty meta, as someone would say. Couple Hellbringers.
On the other side. Lots of Stormcrows and Timberwolves. I don't see any Hellbringers over here for CK. So the ECM advantage definitely goes to QQ.
And I think CK's got that power advantage that looks like they took a Timberwolf and a Timberwolf as a replacement. So we got these 2 Firestarters already taking Theta down here.
Yeah, QQ's going for the quick cap. CK totally doesn't care. Their lights are headed up to the hill.
So it looks like they're trying to get some scouting info on that hill. The rest of CK is sitting back. QQ's taking the long-range battle right now. I'm gonna switch over to Drunk Canuck in the back. See what he can see back.
Yeah, they're just definitely sitting on that nice trading hill on that side, not doing anything. CK is basically turtled back behind Epsilon, but they're sort of shifting towards Theta now en masse, their whole force.
Alright, I'm gonna catch that movement really quick with the lull in the fire from Drunk Canuck. So it looks like, yes, they are moving a little bit towards Theta. From that backside? Oh, they're rotating a little harder. Their lights are playing passive at that middle hill, and QQ is staying put.
Yeah, how is Crown doing in that fire starter? Did he take any meaningful damage?
Let's go check
he's
that
at 84%.
out. Looks like Crown
keep an eye on
and
CK.
Tercial are heading back to the CK main lines. Crown didn't take too much significant damage. He is at 84, but he's got nothing crit. He's a Firestarter A. Those are really deadly at close ranges, you know, I think they're set up for a brawl, basically, at that point. They're retaking Theta right now.
QQ so far static. They're just shifting their attention. They know where CK's main force is. It looks like Krigor is scouting them.
So this looks like it's going to turn into one of these games where the lights capture Theta, go back, QQ captures Theta, you know, go back. But I think this is where this rotation might end because all of CK is now dropping down onto Theta.
Yep, it looks like CK wants to come up on the QQ side of the map, or perhaps they're just going to camp here in the lily pads waiting for someone to come around the corner. That might not work out, though, if QQ pushes the upper ground.
I'm going to switch over to these QQ
CK is
Stormcrows. What is this, Trey O'Neill over here? Oh, CK is pushing. I'm going to get to Trey O'Neill's view because I know he's going to be in the fight really quick. Right at the front lines, Trey O'Neill and a Stormcrow. He's starting to use the, it's got a sustained fire build. It looks like 2 ER smalls, 2 mediums, 2 large pulse. Something that you can continue
CK
firing.
Sort of stalling out by the stairs. They're not moving up the stairs right now. They're just sort of sitting there. QQ's spread out, but they're all on Overwatch. They've all got view of each other. The back line's moving up now.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, I knew it. Trey's playing a little aggressive. He's peeking a bit. Oh, he took a big alpha from the left side. Yeah.
Can he make it back before he gets taken down? This is going to see if QQ has to push or not. He escapes back into the forest.
So I don't think he's going to be pushing again soon. Let's switch to H-Pizzle as a Timberwolf down in the lily pads. Now, as you can see, it is incredibly difficult to look up through the lily pads, up at the mechs shooting down at you. The best you've got is heat vision, and that's probably not going to cut it. The lily pads cut any heat signatures from the enemy mechs looking towards you. You're basically relying on your targeting info, and that's
Now, DK's got a UAV up, and I don't know that QQ knows it because they're still
they haven't shot it down.
that I don't think are very smart. Yeah. Well,
oh, it looks
didn't
like
get caught too bad.
Yeah, CK's just playing the waiting game right outside that ridge. As you can see, like all of their mechs just lined up, waiting for QQ to peek. I think. It looks like Carp's in a. I'm gonna switch to Carp over here. He's in a Hellbringer. He's moving pretty quick. Oh, what was that?
Yeah, QQ's lines are shifting. It seems like they're going right. Carp, Drunk Canuck, and Red Line.
CK lost a light. That's Tercial. He was running with Crown.
DK's pushing up the back entrance. I think they might know QQ's split. They're gonna run into these 3 people in the back.
And there's the push right up the hill. They got a little bit of. Oh, they
The rest
stalled.
of QQ is totally separated right now.
QQ looks like they've got a concave line on them, but CK's pushing hard on Carpundir on the right side. The other Stormcrow with him is getting shot as well. QQ's got to start getting shots in here before...
Finally,
there we go.
A bit of a line, but the suspect of Direwolf almost entirely out of the fight down there in the trench.
New target acquired.
The push is stalled out, and they're just sort of static here, kind of getting caught in a crossfire, getting hit from both sides.
And this is just brutal for CK. They ran right up that staircase out of the water and just got annihilated.
It's about to go down.
Oh,
Timberwolf is almost gone.
Destroyed. Right arm
QQ
destroyed.
pushes in for the
Center
finale.
torso critical damage.
right now
Respect
it's...
to the fresh direwolf.
Oh, there's the direwolf. Yep, it's 8-4. I don't know how much ground it's going to make up. QQ's taken out all of its supporting mechs. It's going to get focused fired and taken down very quickly. It might get one kill, but that's about it.
Target.
And that is that.
Target destroyed.
That was it was a sort of a conservative creep up that bog side, and
It was. You don't
Yeah.
usually see the slow play like that. You know, not as far apart as it looked. If you look at all of QQ's percentages right now, you know, 49, 40, 47, 56, 52. You know, only a fire starter escaping with something like 90. Lots of hurt mechs here. They just ended up clutching it better.
yeah, there's some good damage spread by QQ as well. 3 kills by Trey O'Neill in that Stormcrow that we were watching earlier. He took a little bit of beginning damage, but Drunk Canuck top damage, and the Stormcrow suspect got 3 kill secures in that direwolf as well. I think CK walking up those steps into the firing line is where they went wrong there. But we'll pull it up on Map Tactics and we'll go over it. 1 second. Let me pull that up.
Yeah, I forgot to go into first-person view, so I have to restart my client, and I don't get to show the end of round shot on my stream. So
I
sorry,
got it.
folks.
I got it on the stream, I think, on this
Good.
one. Yeah. Okay, so that was a QQ win. It was pretty commanding. 8-0. Let me get this info in here. 1 second.
And again, for anybody that wants the extra camera, that is the multi-twitch. Oh. Wiki spammed it. Genius.
Alright, so I've got this canvas cleared on my screen. So CK, it looks like, sat behind those rocks in C6. I'm going to put a little marker up. 1 second. Whereas QQ sat on the rocks in the back. That was like D2, right, Bill? I think like all the way in back, that first rock. The SJR rock, I think people call it.
Yeah, it was D2, D1. They just sat up there on that platform at first. And CK was hiding behind in Charlie 5 on the other side of the hill from Epsilon. While their lights did a little bit of scouting. Honestly, there was no real pressure on Theta. Like you said, I just never like coming up those stairs from down below. You know, even though they had a good push, even though QQ's force was separated, they still got slowed down by those stairs, still got funneled into a choke point, and it hurt them. I think it might have been a better idea to just pull back and come from a different side. That said, the slow play did almost work. They almost got up a couple of kills from Grady Peaks.
They did, and Trey O'Neill, like we were specking in the beginning, he even almost got his torso taken out. His CT was almost crit.
He was down to 50-something.
Yeah, there were, like you were saying before, there's few QQ mechs I think that were about to fall. If that, if the direwolf had maybe pushed in there and gotten a little bit more support. See, and this is the thing with those steps is I don't like the lack of support fire you can give your teammates going up, because you're not only at a height disadvantage, but you're also at a point where you're running into a firing line through a choke point. Like, that can't get any worse, basically. So, but CK, actually, I think what CK could have done was gone back to Theta, because they had the cap game, and QQ was willing to draw it out, right? they could have gone and held Theta for the time being, and
That's what I thought they were going to do. I
Yeah.
thought that since they were pretty much uncontested when they took it, that they were going to say, no, we're going to play the cap game, and you're going to have to come take this thing back. But they felt that aggression was the way to go, I guess.
And then we saw in the beginning, CK trying to get that early scouting info. They ran, like I was saying, that D4, C4 hill, it's pretty important because for QQ it's hard to get to. For the Team 2 side, it's a little bit easier. So QQ played the patience game, though. They rotated down, awaiting, CK to run up those steps. They knew that's what was going to happen, and that it ended up 8-0 because of it. So our next map on the list, we have Crimson. What did that say? Yes, Crimson Strait at 400 tons. So I'm gonna switch us over on map tactics really quick. Wow, that looks pretty funny. It doesn't clear the canvas when you switch the map, so the same stuff is all over. It's like, oh, I wish that you could run over that mountain. Okay, so QQ was Team 1 that last match. That means they're going to be Team 2 this match. So Team 2 is again, I think the blue side, if I'm not mistaken.
That sounds right. You said red was 1 last time. And this is all Conquest for RHoD? The King of the Hill?
Yes, it is. And I'm going to check what cap point. I think they could cap...
It's got to be Epsilon, doesn't it?
Epsilon, yes, you're right. So, yeah, Team 2 is over at that Sigma point, Team 1 being over at the Gamma point. What a lot of teams like to do from that Gamma side is take that upper ridge, that beeline city ridge, and shoot down into the water, because that Sigma water side, I sometimes feel like it's a disadvantageous position on the map, because the only options you have are to go and funnel through the saddle or sit on the island, either which on Conquest, you're not going to be able to just sit on the island, or you might be able to. If you have the ability to shoot, towards Epsilon from the island, I think it's a possibility, but I'm not entirely sure if you can. So we might see QQ, take Epsilon really quick. I think that might be the more likely choice. And Gamma...
I can almost guarantee that is what will probably happen if Carp is drop commanding, and it looks like he does. He likes going for that quick cap, so I expect to see it.
On this map too, if it drags out and it gets to the last few mechs, those Conquest cap points could start really mattering. It's not a big map, but it's just got some running room on it, especially that big open area on the water.
Definitely. I don't like the water side at all. Even up on platform isn't that great because they have buildings, a lot of buildings they can peek from. I usually have the most success under platform, but it's not like you can fit very many people.
Yeah, I think, in that E3, E4, the backside of that platform, if you set up a firing line, it's really good for receiving like a tunnel push or setting up to shoot mechs that are rotating to the island from like B2 or something from the Theta area. So
CK has been aggressive so far. Do you think they might try to just push through tunnel and barrel into the back lines, do something ballsy?
With 400 tons, let's see, that could be like 2 dire wolves. Oh, no way. It's probably
Yeah,
like
no,
all.
this is gonna be a pretty light drop. This might end up
Yeah,
just
what?
being a furball.
It's gonna be a pretty hectic match. I'm
And by
almost
that
positive.
I mean
Yeah.
filled with streaks.
Oh, that's right. It could be a streak. All right.
I get the feeling that because this is a city, we might see some streaks. I mean, maybe not. Maybe people think they can use the buildings to get away, but I don't know, man. Still see Drunk Canuck in lobby, so they haven't left us yet.
I'm just curious. It's all actually this map has two. It's got a little bit of two play styles thing going. I got to give it that. You know, you can the brawling stuff. I think is more beneficial around the mountain, whereas everywhere else on the map that isn't covered in city, you know, the long range stuff is more beneficial. So I don't think you can get good enough cover on Epsilon from the island, so I think we're going to see Carp take it and maybe take the platform or hold back a little bit. Maybe set up for either a tunnel or a city push.
Yeah, I definitely see a quick cap and set up on Bravo 3, Bravo 4 happening. Maybe not, though. They might push down into Bravo 2. If CK swings out into the water, I can definitely imagine Carp wanting to take it to him. Maybe not, though. He's known to sit back occasionally.
It looked like today that was the first thing they did on Viridian Bog. I'm curious if they're gonna try and, you know, swing it back and throw. Oh, it looked like they dropped in the match.
All right. Launching into game now.
Alright, so we got a pack of fire starters from CK. It looks like they're running towards Saddle. Couple Timberwolves, couple Stormcrows. Is that what I see here? Right. Yeah.
They're on opposite sides from what I thought they were.
Yeah, that's what I was saying, QQ's. I think QQ still will take Epsilon from there, though. It looks like CK is going for a Saddle.
Yeah, CK is going Saddle. Interesting.
So let's see what I'm going to see what loadout CK's got really quick after I check out this QQ team, because QQ is going Island. I bet I can almost guarantee they're going to take Epsilon, but do they know CK is creeping up on them? I'm not sure. Their lights aren't scouting.
I see
they
a
have
lot
no
of
info.
lasers. I do not see streaks on either team. I see heavy laser boating from both sides and nothing else. I don't think I see a single weapon that is not a laser. Wow, QQ
All right.
is now taking Epsilon.
So there we go. The teams are creeping up. I'm going to go in on the CK first person. Let's see. Who do we have here? Crown. Crown is scouting.
Charge. Yep, Crown scouting. Grump Tex and the Timberwolf up front. QQ is still in the water to an extent, but most of them are in city by now. Just camping right around Theta. Ooh, Carpenter going up onto platform. They're charging on the platform. They are not waiting.
Oh wow, they're going.
Passion fight right here.
They're going straight for it. All right.
Yeah. There is no fucking around here, folks.
Acquired.
Marshall.
UAV, don't both teams have UAV?
New target acquired.
Think.
I'm following Carp
QQs.
right now.
Heat level critical.
Carp doesn't even have a Gauss on his Hellbringer. It's all lasers.
It's all
6
lasers.
ER mediums,
All
yeah.
lasers. Everything. I didn't see a single other weapon.
And here we go. QQ's firing line, getting the fire starters on that left side along the mountain. They took some
Neal
decent.
sneaking up from behind. He's
Oh yeah, he went
pressure
underneath.
on.
He went underneath.
Yep, the fire starters are now ganging up on him. I don't know if he's going to make it out, but he is going to buy some time for the rest of the team if they can push aggressively here.
Yeah, Crowns.
QQ's mech's still down below.
They're going after Trey's legs. Trey's going to be legged right
QQ
now.
drops
QQ's
down
dropping.
top.
Up there we go.
Everybody's down there.
Everyone. Oh, this is where the big brawl happens. Everyone goes from upper platform to lower platform. Here we go. Carp's getting shot in the back. Crown is just putting damage down on everyone. Drunk Canuck is shut down in the middle. He was fresh. He is now legged. His right leg's getting shot out.
Torso critical damage.
Drunkenuk gets the kill on Crown before he goes down. That was pretty
3 down
clutch.
for QQ, 1 down for CK. CK, H-Bizzle's really weak. He's down to 30. Down
H-Bizzle
20,
goes
he's
down.
dead.
Critical.
Suspect down to 39.
New target acquired.
What do we got here so
32.
far? It's looking like it is in favor of CK, 4-2 right now.
Yep.
And it is continuing to go in CK's favor.
QQ's got from some fresh mechs, but I don't think they can do it if they can't pull off these kills. Oh,
Critical.
Oh,
goes down.
yeah,
Marshall's
one
the
on.
last one left and a fire starter, and he is almost legged. It looks like this is going to go to CK. Just had the better focus fire there. I think it hurt QQ to have so many mechs not on the same height level there.
It got hectic when they dropped from that top platform to the bottom. I mean, it was hard for me to follow the battle. Like, there were mechs literally scattered everywhere underneath, running in between pylons, shooting each other, shooting enemies. It was intense.
We thought we might see the slow play, and we were wrong.
We thought we might see streaks. We thought we might see long range. We saw the mid range. We saw the saddle push. We were wrong on all fronts, but that's okay.
That was the best part. Totally unexpected. That's the kind of match you like to see. You know, good, close, real furball. Yeah, that was just it was a good match.
That when I saw CK creeping up that saddle, I had a feeling they were gonna start cruising straight down there at QQ. They did at first. It looked like CK was taking some heavy fire. I thought it was gonna go in QQ's favor, but it all. I'm gonna switch actually over really quick. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm watching it again actually on my stream from overhead to see what happened. Basically, I feel like it all went wrong when, you know, half the team sort of went up top, half of QQ isn't really there. Trey O'Neill tries to snake up from behind, but then he just gets ganged up by fire starters, and I think that is sort of when it all went downhill, just not having everybody up top putting fire.
Yeah, the lack of DPS from QQ is what... It was that separation. I think some of them were on that left going up the hill, some of them went up the ramp. I'm not sure what happened, if there was a miscommunication, but was that Trey O'Neill down underneath who fell?
Yeah,
who got killed
Trey.
first? Yeah, that was...
No, he didn't fall. He came up from the
he was
back.
trying to sneak, you're right. He was trying to sneak
he
up.
got a couple of shots in. I thought it might actually work out, but then the guys up top didn't end up pushing hard, so his distraction wasn't really valuable, ended up getting eaten alive by those fire starters. That's when QQ drops down, and that's when the giant fight goes. And from there, I think it was just a matter of focus fire.
Yeah, that was... We did say it was going to get a little hectic. There was a possibility. It got us the most hectic possible.
I will say is that CK was aggressive. I thought they might just come out swinging again. They did, and but QQ did not slow play it like I thought they might. Nope, they just went right in.
So what I just put on the map is the QQ side. I'm going to put on the CK side really quick and check in on QQ contact for the match.
I kind of want to change my username now to Homeless Bill with 3 S's. Won't take that down.
Alright, so I've got on map tactics here the CKQQ movements. As you can see, this is pretty much the whole entire match. I mean, actually, no, we did get one thing right, Bill. QQ did move through the water straight to Epsilon. They took the point. I don't think they played the capture game, so I'm not sure if capturing Epsilon was the right move to do. But Yeah, QQ went up that ramp, they went up the side of the mountain, CK went straight for that saddle, they held the top of the platform, dropped down underneath the platform, and it got really hectic. You saw the separation between the QQ members leading to a lack of DPS. CK just all dropped down at the same time after they took Trey O'Neill. Or no, that was QQ who dropped down first after Trey died.
It was I think they both dropped down almost simultaneously, but I think CK actually might have gotten down there a little bit earlier to finish off Trey, and as soon as QQ saw it, they dropped down as well.
Yeah, that it is what it is. I think CK's light mechs did a pretty decent job. Jumping on Trey in the beginning, getting some shots on Carp in the back, among a bunch of other stuff. Crown did a good job. Yeah, it was good calling by CK. I think they held together. They focused fire as much as they could, held targets, and ended up with a win for him. And it was an 8-4 win, I believe. So
it was, and the health percentages on CK definitely not looking good there at the end. It was a close fight. I just think they came out with a slight edge.
It was that 6 seconds during that drop down from that upper platform that gave them the edge. It literally that's all it took, because it's the big difference between 1 or 2 mechs in a fight, and that's 2 mechs less DPS in an 8v8. That gets pretty significant. You're going to have a hard time coming back from that unless the enemy team lets you put out DPS and doesn't put out DPS to you. That doesn't really happen too often, because by the end of a fight, people are still trying to shoot each other in the same spot. They're not running around much, but it happens occasionally. It was one hell of a brawl.
It was definitely a snowball effect where, because they were down, 1 to 2 mechs at the beginning of that furball, effectively, by the end of the brawl, that becomes 4 mechs by the end, just because with every mech that you're down from the enemy, that's less damage that you're doing compared to them. So it just picks up momentum. That's why you just do not see a lot of, 11 to 12, 11 to 10 games. I see a lot of people complaining because they don't see those kind of games, whether it's in pug matches or competitive or whatever, but that's just not how this game works. At Focus Fire, that's what it's all about.
Yeah, that's pretty. If you strip down the game, it's mechs. It's these walking robots that shoot weapons at each other. That's really all it is. And the team that's shooting it could be any weapon actually, except maybe a flamer or a machine gun or LB-10X or something. But
don't be shit talking flamers. What are you
talking? Well, I guess from a DPS aspect, the flavor lacks, but we could. Alright, so now that we finished with the Crimson Strait drop, let's move on to the Alpine discussion. For Alpine, we have a 450-ton drop, goes up about 50 tons, so you could put a little bit more weight in there. I think we saw CK take the pack of fire starters, 2 Timberwolves, 2 Stormcrows last time. QQ taking something similar. I think it was the Hellbringers they took instead, though. I'm not sure if the ECM paid off for them. There were no streaks. I think that might have been a better idea on CK's part to take those 2 Timberwolves. They're a little bit more tanky than the Hellbringers. And it's that Timberwolf snap action that makes it difficult for them to get hit, and they just tank damage incredibly. I think it's one of the best tanking mechs in the game, because it's like a square box that goes up and down that's really thin. It's crazy. I don't even think the Victor tanked as well, and there's no way it did, because it had an XL engine. It's just, on a whole different level. The Timberwolf's on a whole different level.
It really is. I think QQ does it, partially to counter streaks, but I think that, there's that aspect of it's harder to call targets. I don't think it ended up mattering there, though, because CK popped a late UAV, and QQ did not end up taking it before they dropped down.
Nice eye. So, I didn't even see that.
Yeah, I think that the focus fire advantage that would normally go to an ECM team, just as it's a little bit harder, it wasn't there because they both had a UAV up. They were both on equal grounds, and so, at that point, Timberwolf is a better choice.
As an efficient weapons platform, I'd also say that Timberwolf puts out a little bit more DPS. I don't think Carp had like a Gauss in his build or anything though. It was just all lasers, like we were talking about. So
I don't think I've ever seen a drop with nothing but lasers. Not a
that was
single
pretty
Gauss on
ridiculous,
either
man.
team. It was. Wow, I was cycling through just like, damn.
Well, it looks like we've got ourselves in for a good match. 1-1 so far. CK didn't go down. They didn't lose any momentum after their 8-0 loss on Viridian Bog. They came straight back, went straight for QQ. It was pretty close. I think if QQ held up a couple mechs a little bit longer, it would have been far more even. But it was a win. It was a win. They're gaining their ground back. They're gaining a little bit of momentum. And Alpine is a drop that a lot of teams play different than they normally do on competitive. I don't know why, but it's obviously because it's like crazy long firing lines. It's just an immense amount of movement. You can go pretty much anywhere on the map. The thing with Alpine Conquest, though, is all these points are centered in the middle of the map in this like lower valley area, right next to the tallest mountain in the on the map, I think so. We got QQ back on Team 1 again. They're going to be Team 1, 135. CK is Team 2 for those drops, and yeah, CK would be Team 1 for the 2 and 4 drop.
All right, I just brought up a map. Which team's QQ?
Team 1. So they got that really high ground up in F6, E8, G4, any one of those spawns.
Yeah, they might just try to set up on that Hotel 7, Hotel 8 hill overlooking Theta. But like always, I gotta say, QQ, I just expect a light rush for the cap right off the bat to see if they can grab it. Whether or not they are playing the cap game, they do tend to like to.
I think, if they are going to play the cap game on anyone, this would be the one to do it on, because it's Alpine, as we saw in the EMP SJR match before, very long trades for nearly the entire match until the ending. I'm not sure if we will see that again. I think QQ might be a little bit aggressive, but maybe not. We were wrong last drop with what happened.
I think we're going to see Raven 2Xs. I think we're going to see
definitely.
a lot
That's a good call.
of just long range skirmishy kind of shit for this. I was actually kind of surprised in the Imperial SJR match when I saw that you guys had brought a Street Crow and like a small pulse fire starter.
We are connecting
to win.
Sorry, Bill, to cut you off.
No worries. I'd rather be there in the game and babble about what's going to happen before it happens.
Yeah, taking wild guesses and then making ourselves look like idiots at the end when they do completely different things. So I'm going to zoom over.
That's a drinking game.
I bet on Mech Warrior matches. Alright, so we got the 2 fire starters from CK going straight for Theta, Blackjack, Stormcrow, and the other Lance is out in the back. They've got a couple... Oh, CK brings a couple Hellbringer, 1A, 1B, and a couple Timberwolves. So we got the Heavy Lance, the Light Lance, and a couple mediums.
5 Hellbringers, 2 Ravens, and a Shadowhawk. It is
wow.
full ER large time. I mean, all the ER large.
This is going to get very interesting. Let me start going through these QQ players here. It looks like J-Dill and Carp are playing a little aggressive. Going to go to Carp's Spec Tool. Oh, he's getting shots off already. All right. Right on those light mechs down in the valley, Tercial on Theta. So it looks like what QQ's trying to do right now is take Theta as soon as possible. Wow. Those... that is a lot of large lasers from QQ.
Yeah, CK again, bringing all lasers, but they are built for more short range. Like I see a Blackjack 1X with 2 large pulse and 3 mediums. I see a small pulse fire starter. QQ has no brawling capability whatsoever here. They are built for full ER large. To be perfectly honest, this reminds me a lot of that SGR EMP match that I spectated last week.
Yeah, it's pretty similar positions even. I mean, this trading cap game is even going to go that way. I'm not sure. I'm not sure CK is going to be able to hold that Theta point. You know, speaking from the EMP perspective, it was a little difficult to get Theta with SJR having those open shots down on it like that, especially with the higher hard points on mechs and, you know,
what do you
multitude
think
of other
CK
reasons.
is playing for here? You see how far back their main force is. It's like I want to say they'd be ready to ambush Theta, or Theta if QQ tries to jump on it, but they're too far away to even do that in a lot of respects.
Yeah, I'm looking through CK's players right now. It looks like their Hellbringers got 4 ER larges instead of QQ's 2 ER large, 3 medium. Is that what Carp had on his?
I saw a couple of 4s, didn't I?
Oh, we've got Ado playing in his Gauss 2 large pulse Timberwolf. These are some ranged builds. I think we've seen some of these builds pop up in the meta. I know some players like Energy play the 2 large pulse Gauss. Some other people think it's got some notability. I think on this map, it does have its place. The 3 ER large Gauss is a little hot. I think it could be a little bit more useful because Alpine's cold, but the two large pulse Gauss works pretty well. If CK just looks like they're going to sit this out. I mean, see if they can just hold Theta the entire game, it looks like. I don't see them pushing at all. They're literally sitting behind the mountain, and QQ's just sitting on top of the mountain. They're going to keep trying to get, QQ's going to keep trying to get shots on these light mechs that keep peeking back and forth. The light mechs are literally only there to tell the rest of their mediums, heavies, you know, that Stormcrow, Blackjack, Hellbringers, Timberwolves. Those 2 CK lights are just trying to tell them when QQ's going to move in. They don't know when QQ's going to move in, but it's going to happen. And here goes Drunk Canuck straight down, right as we're talking about it.
And the full force. This is it. This is the push. This is what they're waiting for. We're going to see what CK does to react. Their force is not moving yet. Their main force is stationary.
So QQ taking this left hill.
This might be an ambush. They might be waiting. But I don't know if QQ is going to go in their full force. They might leave it to the lights and just try to take this hill.
It looks, yeah, I think they're going to take the hill, try and get an angle on the CK guys. I don't know who's got a better angle, though. That's a nasty alpha on Drunk Canucks Hellbringer. I don't know if that light mech is getting...
Firestarter, Tercial, 51%. He has got to be weak. QQ's got great fire.
He's going down. Look at his legs. Oh, Tercial's almost out. Like, he's gonna get killed. He's gonna die.
Target
Yep,
there he goes. There he goes.
Gone. Now this is really not looking good. QQ doesn't have to take the cap, but they're still gonna take it. They've still got the Ravens sitting there, and so now CK's coming out one at a time. This does not look good for CK. This is a disorganized push, and I don't think this is gonna go well. QQ with just so much fire. Great firing lane. This is brutal to watch.
And you can even watch. I'm looking at HBizzle's cam right now. They've got way worse shots on QQ. QQ's got the high laser hard points on those Hellbringers. You can kiss CK goodbye for this one. I don't even think they're gonna get a few QQ mechs at this point.
I don't think they're gonna get it. It's gonna be impressive if they can get a kill or two here because QQ is just fresh.
That hill, how about taking that hill? Yeah, they got the way better angle.
Great call. I gotta say, I didn't see that coming, but it worked out really well for him.
I don't think Tercial was in a good spot. That light mech on the left,
Ooh, Carp is gonna get caught out on the tail. They're rotating right, and they're doing it without Carp, and they're doing it without JD. This is
getting a little interesting.
They're getting split. This is not QQ is not reacting to this push well. They have split up. I don't know.
There goes Carp. A few QQ guys turned around. It looks like HBizzle's really hurt. These CK guys are not going to be able to last in this battle. Like QQ. Whoa,
New
wait a minute.
target
QQ's
acquired.
completely on the other
Yeah,
side.
they're
This is
totally out of
going...
position. Like I said, they are completely split. JD and Morgan are going down. I don't know
Target
what happened
destroyed.
here, but they're
Heat
trying to
level
chase
critical.
the tail, but they're not fast enough. I don't know why they keep circling. They need to turn left and get back. Well, now it doesn't matter, but...
It is now
Wow. Wow.
3 mechs down for QQ, 4 mechs
96%
down.
Blackjack, 81% Timberwolf. This is not that far off of a fight.
Well, check out the QQ Ravens right now. They're starting to do some damage. H-Bizzle can get taken out really quickly. Crown get up, and here comes QQ.
and he's
QQ
down.
peeking the hill, cresting the hill.
Timberwolf 9333 is probably going to go down next. They're hitting him from all
Target
sides. He's
acquired.
legged. And he's about to go down. Blackjack moving up, taking
New
Drunk
target
Canuck.
acquired.
Firestarter's legged. Last one is going to be the
New target
Blackjack.
acquired.
Probably.
Yeah, it'll probably be that Blackjack, and
Target destroyed. New
this
target
is chalked
acquired.
up to a positional error on CK's lights and main force pushing in. I mean, and that QQ hill. Wow, that QQ hill push, that was tight. It happened really quick, and they took the position before CK could even react. It was like...
It was. Their main force didn't even start coming down the hill before QQ had full position. Honestly, QQ made horrible mistakes there at the end. Almost cost them, you know, but the mistakes that CK made were too big, too early on, and they just couldn't come back from it, even with QQ's main force splitting up during the push. Look at that damage spread. That's not that much different, you know. CK ended up doing way too much damage. That push should have petered out.
It should have been an 8. Remember, we were saying it should have been an 8-0 QQ. Like,
I cannot believe that half of the team left 3 guys. I don't know what the call was, but I mean, perhaps they thought they could flank around back, but I think that was a bad call. They don't have any mechs that are faster. You know, they're fighting clan mechs. What's going to go faster than a Timberwolf? Nothing's going to flank that. So, I don't know. Almost cost them, but ends up going to QQ anyways.
and it was definitely that that initial trade into the valley when they got that hill that gave QQ the huge advantage. There was
I didn't think... Again, I thought it was going to be 8-0. I really... am proud of CK there for getting the kills that they did. They made an admirable push there despite being just fucked right off the bat.
So that was an 8-3 QQ match. I think CK did get a few QQ members at the end. That was Carp, JD, and Morgan. But it was not enough to make up for the lost ground pushing into the QQ hill through the valley. They lost way too much armor doing that. And Terseal in the light mech, I think he had good intentions out there. It was a good idea to sit on the hill. No one saw that QQ push. That was one of the sneakiest fucking pushes I've ever seen, man. Like, I don't think literally anyone saw it.
You say that, but I'm pretty sure that I just read in chat, Carp said one of ours fell down and we had to follow.
Oh!
It was intentional, but it made... But taking that hill, that ended up being what clutched him to victory. That was actually great position, and wow.
It was Drunk Canuck who fell, I think, too.
Wow, well, those are the kind of matches you gotta love.
It paid off for him in the end, that's for sure. Because CK ran right in there
for a while, but wow. And I definitely don't really know what CK's plan was there. That was what kind of confused me coming out of it, was why sit so far back from data that you can't even put fire on it when they do come to cap? It just seemed like an odd place for their main force. You know, they had some shorter range kind of stuff. I would have expected, you know, I-6 or Hotel 6, somewhere sneaky that they could, you know, get ready to push in.
So on the map now, I've got the CK and QQ movements. I'm going to get some further sketches in here.
For anybody that is watching this on my stream, go either watch the multi-Twitch or go watch on the real channel. Someone just hosted me for a bunch of viewers. Which,
nice.
You know, thank you for that, but totally go over to the real channel with all the good stuff. So.
Alright, so what happened here was we had QQ on top of that hill, CK down behind the J6, K6 hill, and yeah, the one guy from QQ fell down. They went over and took that J7 hill, and in the process got Terciel the light mech. At the same time of QQ taking that hill, CK moved through the valley. And they just got destroyed in those two circular areas, pretty much. There's just no coming back from what CK did, and I'm not sure what happened exactly, but I feel like if CK had a little bit further notice, knowing QQ was going down to that hill, they could have made a better move. Of course, they had notice once Terciel, the light mech, started getting shot up and then killed, lagged at like 800, 900 meters. How about the Clan ER Larges for you? And he stood no chance out there.
Well,
he
and
went
that's
down.
the kind of thing that honestly you just can't let that happen as a light. You gotta get in there and not get caught out in the open. You gotta have your escape plan there, because otherwise you force your team into that terrible position where you've got to push because you're a man down, and you know, into that many ER larges. That's a pretty rough trade.
And those ER larges, man, the burn time does not even matter on this map. It is like they'd go there. You could shoot mechs fucking 900 meters. I just find that so absurd still, that the IS large laser is not, or ER large is, it's not that good compared to the clan. Actually, it's better now with quirks, right? Say quirks have made things a little bit more.
I actually ended up buying another Raven 3L just for community warfare, because wow, those ER larges, man.
Yeah, that 2X isn't the burn time on that 2X. It's like a large pulse burn time. It is absurd. What you called like you said, the 2Xs. QQ brought the 2Xs, the Hellbringers. That was just that was a long range drop.
I did not expect 5 Hellbringers though. I'll tell you that. And wow, you know, it's kind of a shame they didn't paint them all the same, so it would have been even harder to focus. But you know, I'll tell you what, in a brawl, you know, as much as you don't want to get into a brawl with those ER larges, with that much ECM and with all those mechs being the same, that is just the biggest pain in the ass to try to focus down. What map is next?
Just pulling that up now. We got Frozen City. So this is going to be the brawl of brawls. 350 tons. It's significantly lighter. This is what we saw. Again, it was all streaks last week. So I think we're going to see all streaks again. I'm not sure about those lasers. If one of them wants to play that distance game, I don't think the lighter mechs have the sustained DPS ability with lasers to get through a fight long enough, but you never know. Maybe they'll go more sort of, you know, maybe a half and half hybrid laser streak. But this, if there's any drop to expect streaks on, it's a Frozen City 350 ton drop.
And to be perfectly honest, I feel like if it's Frozen City and not Frozen City Night, you're even more likely to see them because of that fucking winter storm that just makes everything horrible. Sure, you can switch to heat vision to get away from it, but it's just one more thing that's like, fuck it, I'll just bring streak.
Sorry about that.
What is the capable point here? Is it theta? Gotta be, because the other two are too close to the other team. Well, the other possibility here is that QQ maybe tries to do something sneaky. Maybe Clan Kodiak does. I don't know him that well, but they sure seem like a barrel into you and just fuck you up. But I could definitely see QQ trying to play a slow game, going for Theta, and maybe coming up somewhere else. Then again, is anyone really going to win on caps? It just puts you in a bad position to be down at Theta.
I agree, and I feel like this is kind of a Viridian Bog
Yeah,
sort of
for
feel,
sure.
where that Theta's down in generality, the Bog, you got the Theta's down in that Bog, it's the capable point, you got the 2 points on each. Yeah, this is pretty similar to Viridian Bog, a lot colder. Yeah, you get the windstorm going, but no one fights for Theta. Like you were saying, even in the EMPSJR drop, I think it was like at the saddle. I think I was in a Firestarter A.
Over saddle.
I died before I could even see what shot me, pretty much. It was kind of hilarious. I felt terrible. I was like, it didn't even matter what mech I was in, guys. Like, but yeah, the streaks just, they obliterated my whole entire mech. I was just like 2 mechs firing streaks at once, but
That's how it goes. It's just brutal on those lights. I just, like you were saying about Bog, getting back up is the hard part. It's like, where do you get back up if you decide that you want to do that isn't just a horrible pain in the ass? Because with, hill climb slowing you down, it just means you're that much easier of a target, and they know one of the 3 or 4 places you can actually get back up. You see people all the time in pug matches that fatties that get spawned in Bravo 4. They go up that ramp that's right in front of them, and then they just get crashed by people, in Charlie 5, Charlie 4. It's problematic.
well, luckily on Conquest here, there's no one spawning in Bravo 4, at least. Yeah. There's no one spawning in Bravo 4.
I feel like they're in match. Are they? I don't wait. Drunk isn't on anymore. Oh yeah, he is. Okay, I lied. Sorry if I screwed.
I PM'd Drunk immediately. I was like, no, in match, tell me. But so I think we're gonna see something around the saddle, something around the dropship. I just got word from Drunk Canuck, by the way. They're still getting people in lobby, but it's going to
get a quick drink of water. I'll be right back.
Sounds good. Yeah, they're most likely going to end up brawling. I mean, that is like 99.9% of the time, but especially on this light of a drop, on light drops on any map, you end up usually brawling a little bit. But a lot of teams take that C5 hill on heavier drops. We probably won't see that with this one. We're going to see maybe Streak Adders, Streak Kit Foxes, Streak Stormcrows. I'm not sure about the Mad Dogs. They're a little bit... You might want to put more tonnage on the lower end of the deck instead of a Mad Dog, but I think you're going to definitely see some streaks this drop. And just as an added reminder, QQ is going to be, this is drop 4, so QQ is team 2, if I remember correctly, for drop 4. That means they're going to be on the blue side, Gamma side. Maybe they'll spawn a mech D3, D4, maybe they'll spawn some on the right side of that D4 hill, and CK, there's still that tunnel there. Not many people use the tunnel. There's a chance they're going to be using that.
Since I've seen a tunnel rush, that would be a really interesting play, especially coming from south side. That would be... Who's got spawn 1?
CK's in red at the top of the map,
okay,
and QQ's in blue at the bottom.
QQ doing a tunnel rush out the mid entrance, that would certainly be unexpected.
It'd be good for streaks.
My money is not on it, but certainly I would not know what's happening. I would like it.
Be one of those Crimson Strait brawls that we liked so much that we were wrong about half the draft.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm here for. I'm here for the matches I'm wrong about. If I'm right, it just means I already knew it was going to happen.
All right, double checking everything. Drunk Canuck says just a minute or two. So we're going to be dropping in
5
lobby
minutes,
very quick.
of course.
Uh-oh. Reset timer.
Yeah.
So hopefully we could see how this actually plays out really soon. In the meantime, for those just getting into competitive play, I felt it was necessary to list a few websites on the left-hand sidebar. So we got metamex.com. That's a G-Man creation. There's a lot of builds there. He explains in depth all of the builds that you'd want to. I think the idea with Metamex is like if you have your own preference or whatever, take the Metamex mech, put it in your mech, try it out, and make your own little tweaks, because generally that foundation that G-Man lays works out really well. And what he uses is Smurfy's Mech Lab. It's a lot easier to build your mech in there than it is in the actual Mech Lab. And if you want to check out anything else competitive for resources, check out mwoln.com. And at the same time, going to give a shout out to the Major League Mech Warrior Tournament. What's the prize pool at right now, Bill?
Like $2,250.
That's fantastic.
I know, right?
Considering the bump in the road, but. Right, my cat is on my desk. But yeah, so trying to get a lot of teams signed up for that. Trying to get PGI to give some incentives, and we'll keep up, keep more updates as time goes on. But and we got the drop call from Drunk Canuck, so let's head in there.
All right.
The Frozen City. My favorite.
Right. Let's get these max loadouts real quick. See if it matters, or see if it's just going to be streaks.
Oxide. I see an Oxide Firestarter A's.
Pros.
4Gs. Hunchback 4G. I can't move around yet, but I'm hoping I can very soon. There we go. Alright, so we got from QQ, Stormcrows, Hellbringer, Kit Foxes. Are those streaks? Are those streaks, Bill? Can you tell me really quick?
I'm getting in. I see lots of streaks from QQ. I see streaks on the Hellbringer. I see
little streaks from CK. Little streaks. Well,
yes, Kit Foxes with streaks. They do not have ECM. They just have streaks. So they're looking to SJR for inspiration, it appears, because this is an all-streak loadout, and you still see some ECM. I don't think that will matter. I don't even know if they've put ECM on it, because there will be so much BAP in this round. It's going to be insane.
And while QQ hits that lower end of the map, bottom of the dropship, tail end, you see CK going over the top of the dropship saddle. They're moving in very fast to QQ. I'm not sure QQ even knows this is happening right now. I'm going to go straight down in on Crown again, maybe, or let's see here, yeah.
This might be an ambush by QQ. They're going to try to hit these lights. If this Firestarter gets caught out here by all these
Crown,
mechs,
yep. Here it is. It reminds me of me. I was in a Firestarter, eh? Oh, there he goes. His arm's gone. Oh, he's getting crushed. He got out though. Crown got out very well. That's a good thing for CK. Here starts the brawl.
Goes down. Goes down to Stormcrow.
New target acquired.
It's a 1-1 right now, from what I can see.
Yep, it's 1-1. Morgan's down to 55%.
Oh!
9-3-3-3 is
that Oxide just smashed.
6-6.
And it looks like that Hunchback 4G is packing some serious firepower.
At 49, Xander Gray at 23%. Link 262 is down.
Yeah, they had to take him out.
QQ is fresh.
New target acquired.
QQ's looking good.
Left for CK. Yep. Leon Set goes down for QQ. It's 4-3 now. in QQ's favor.
Down goes... Oh,
Oh, H-Bizzle.
he's going to go down very soon. Oh, there's a Kid Fox on his head.
Target destroyed.
H-Bizzle's down.
3 to 2.
You
see that he...
Still up.
Now, H-Bizzle took regular SRMs, not the streaks.
Very interesting.
Target destroyed.
Black Dracon goes
New
down, and it
target
looks
acquired.
like RHoD is going to be the last one. Looks like QQ is going to scrape this by with their last 3 remaining mechs.
3-on-1. Drunk Canucks, Kid
A real
Fox.
brawl of
Target
attrition, and I'll
destroyed.
tell you what, all 3 Kit Foxes made it. The Kit Foxes were what
Oh,
came
wow.
out there. Nobody looked at them. Same as SJR, the Puma got totally ignored. Here, it was the Kit Foxes that did a lot of work and did not get focused. That is interesting.
Wow. And it was
Morgan
a close...
went down with 21 damage. Wow.
We saw no attempt for Theta from either team.
No.
QQ...
We were right about that.
Yeah, QQ did get that initial jump. I feel like once Crown got away, they lost their focus fire a bit. But as you could see, JD, 3 kills, 527 damage. Marshall, 488, 2 kills, 6 assists. Drunkenuk, 390. Even see Redline and the Stormcrow at 391.
Absolutely. They had a great damage spread. Carp was the first to go down. Morgan followed him quickly in that Hellbringer. But otherwise, they got a great damage spread. If you look down at the damage on CK, it just was not anything like that. They brought a few non-streak mechs, quite a few non-streak mechs, and not a lot of it paid off. Those lights getting all below 100 damage, it appears.
That being said, that's QQ taking the RHoD Week 2 drop from CK, 3-1. That last match was 8-3, I believe. Put that in.
8 to 5 kills.
Oh, 8-5. Sorry. All right, so really quick to close this out, we're gonna go over. I want to go over more than just the maps really quick. I actually want to go over the loadouts we saw and some of those mechs at the end there.
Did you see the CK guys' loadouts?
Yeah, that's what I was saying during the drop. I think it did play a huge role in their defeat there because you saw H-Bizzle with a triple SRM-6 Artemis Laser Stormcrow, which isn't bad. I'm not wrecking on the Stormcrow build. I think it's more so you want those missiles to hit light mechs, medium mechs, because they do so much damage. There's so many of them. They could take off arms, legs, crit things, component destructions. The SRM-6s, even if you're a good shot, sometimes you're not going to get the shot. Like, you're going to miss a few salvos or something. And your lasers are going to overheat you. At the same time, these streaks, you could basically continue firing them. It's basically on a light drop the go-to thing, and I think the EMP-SJR match and this match serve as pretty definitive proof that Streak 6s and Streak 4s and those light drops are just brutal. Those Kid Foxes just destroyed.
Absolutely. I mean, when I saw, some Innersphere mechs and some, standard SRMs, I was questioning that build decision because, as much as, you're competitive players, you can aim. Hit registration on fast-moving things, on things with good hitboxes like Stormcrows, you're just better off bringing the streaks. It's just what works, as much as that kind of sucks sometimes. I just think they would have been a lot better off had they brought that, because those Kid Foxes, wow, they made all the difference there. I wonder if it would have made a difference to focus out the Kit Foxes first.
What did the Hellbringers have? Were they lasers? I'm guessing they were laser Hellbringers.
The Hellbringer on QQ's side had streaks and lasers.
Man, that's a tough call. I'm not sure. I think it's all about the jump on that one. It seems like, and QQ got a way better jump on CK than CK got a jump on QQ, especially being out in the open like that and QQ controlling that back corner. It just didn't go. Don't think it went too well for CK in the open area there. And with all the elevation changes and stuff, like there's a million reasons why it's difficult in a brawl to not have streaks, like to have lasers and SRMs, those direct fire stuff. The streaks, you're guaranteed damage. Like it's on a light mech, you might as well take the guaranteed damage because they don't have that much armor, and it's worth just killing them as fast as possible. So I don't know. Honestly, if CK's lights or mediums tried getting to the Kit Foxes on QQ's side, all the other QQ mechs would have probably wrecked them. I think it was a superior drop deck by a long shot.
I think you're probably right on that. I just think they probably came out at the end unfocused because naturally you just don't really care about Kit Foxes most of the time. But,
yeah, right?
I definitely think that one comes down to a drop deck difference. There's just nothing you can do. I mean, SRMs in heavier matches, it works because your targets are slow, hit registration is better, and the hitboxes are bigger, so it makes your fire more focused. Whereas when you hit a Stormcrow or a fire starter with SRMs, half the time it doesn't register, and when it does, your damage is spread to every component instead of at least just the torsos on an assault mech.
And I wonder if a team took, for example, like a bunch of A's. Well, that's what we did, actually. We died really quick, I think. Yeah, there's just no way you could beat those streaks. There's just no way. I can't see it happening with any other weapon set at that tonnage. It's just, you might as well take them at this point. Anyone who's watching, if you want to learn something about competitive play, if you're in a light draw for RHoD, take those streak mechs, take them, put them on your Kit Foxes, your Adders, your Stormcrows, your Hellbringers. That's what QQ did. I've never seen streaks in a Hellbringer until today.
I didn't even know I forgot you could put missiles on a Hellbringer, but sure enough, there they are. And they work.
They did.
You just saw it.
So, I guess that's about it for tonight. I'm going to be wrapping this up. Thank you to Homeless Bill for surprise casting. Fantastic job. Thanks
for having me.
Yeah, thank you for everyone else who tuned in tonight. Thank you for QQ and CK for playing the match. Great job to both teams. And yeah, have a good one, everyone.